I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to episode 71 of Fresh and Uncooked, the podcast where Jeff and I talk about fast food, new menu items and products, our favorite food, cooking at home, and what we love to eat. This episode, Jeff, is all about what?
It's all about herbs.
But first, some food news to get to, including another footlong sidekick from Subway.
Okay.
Mac and cheese lovers may be excited about Macapaloza.
Oh, wow.
So we'll tell you about that and a couple of new releases from Lay's and Reese's to look forward to.
I think those will be a hit.
So sit back, grab your favorite snack, and enjoy episode 71 of the most appetizing food podcast ever.
Fresh and Uncooked.
Any news?
Is there any news?
I have news.
Food news.
Bad news travels fast.
Joining Subway's other footlong sidekick, cookies, churros, and pretzels that are already in place are the new, you've probably seen them advertised, Footlong Dippers.
I haven't seen these yet. I don't think.
Served as basically bubbly flatbread that's rolled up three different ways. They got a pepperoni and cheese, they got a chicken and cheese, and they have a double cheese. Served with your choice of one of Subway's 11 signature sauces. The Footlong Dippers are $3.
That's a good value, but I wish they would just go back to the $5 footlong.
Oh yeah. If Subway needs to do that, anything, it's definitely the $5 footlong, not $3 little bit of cheese wrapped up in a flatbread snack. You know what this is kind of like it's like the Subway kids menu, you know? But they're not exactly like floating it out there that way, you know, but
I guess it's more of their value option.
It
because
is.
it's $3.
It is, but I don't know. The picture that they have, you know, representing these in their press release, you know how pictures are, right? They're all jazzed up. They look super gourmet and, you know, appetizing.
Right.
If that's the best they can make it, those look right here, then what do they look like after your sandwich artist has made one for you, you know?
I can only imagine.
I mean, I'm going to pass on these, but they are out there. They're available, and they're $3.
For $3, I might try
Might
one
swing
of them.
by, maybe grab a footlong pretzel, churro, cookie, and a dipper.
Yeah, I haven't had.
That might
Any
cost
of
you more
those,
than
yeah.
their most expensive submarine sandwich there.
Yeah,
If you get
But
one of
these-
each.
we'll see.
All right. Well, you report back if you do, Jeff. You know,
Absolutely.
let us know. Fast casual restaurant Noodles Company is celebrating mac and cheese all month long because if you didn't know, July is where Mac and Cheese Day is, Jeff.
I didn't know that.
Their best-selling and most ordered dish across its menu is their Wisconsin Mac and Cheese Bowl. They sold 10 million of them in 2023. So it makes sense that the company is capitalizing on National Mac and Cheese Day, which, by the way, is Sunday, July 14th. So Noodles is offering a $1 side Mac reward, valid with the purchase of $15 or more to all Noodles Rewards members as a extra goodness perk available in the rewards account throughout the whole month of July. And they also have a limited time lineup of new mac and cheese. You ready?
Yes.
Featuring 4 Macapaloza mac and cheese flavor combinations starting under $9 per dish. And exclusively available for online purchase too, by the way.
All right.
So we got a 4 cheese Alfredo mac. We have a cheesy broccoli mac. We have a crispy jalapeno mac. And this one kind of sounds different. The Korean meatball mac and cheese.
Okay.
So
Are you
it's-
trying any of these, or have
Yeah,
you been to
the-
Noodles Company?
I don't think I don't know if can recall ever going to a Noodles Company.
All right.
But the Korean meatball mac and cheese sounds interesting. Elbow macaroni, noodles, and a creamy cheddar and jack cheese sauce with Korean meatballs tossed in a sweet and spicy Korean style gogachan. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue
We'll work with
sauce.
that.
Close enough. It's only available as a DoorDash Pass member exclusive.
Oh,
However,
wow.
just that Korean one figures, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you'd have to order it through DoorDash in order to get it, and you have to be like a member of DoorDash. So like the monthly subscription to DoorDash.
Yeah.
So I won't be trying it because of too many hoops to jump through.
That is a lot. Yeah. But I mean, it's a good way to get people signed up for DoorDash.
I want to try it, Jeff, and I'm not doing it. So I don't think it is, It's too.
Yeah.
I like apps for having better deals, good deals, exclusive deals. Okay, but this is more than that. This is you have to pay to taste. It's like play to win, I don't know.
And truthfully, when you think of mac and cheese, I mean, obviously somebody thinks this, but when you think of mac and cheese, do you think of Noodles and Company?
No.
If they're selling 10 million of them, obviously somebody
It's their best-selling dish. So yeah, if you're going to Noodles and Company, which is fine, this is what most people. This is this is their Big Mac. This is their Whopper. This is whatever. This is their go-to meal, I guess.
Yeah, people like it.
Which mac and cheese is good. I don't know how good Noodles and Company is, but a Korean meatball with mac and cheese just sounds different. Sounds tasty.
Yeah, my kids like Noodles and Company. They have for a long time.
But
I don't go there.
Have you been there ever?
I've been there. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been there because they know that I don't like it.
Yeah. You remember what you ordered?
I think I've had their mac and cheese actually.
Okay, there you go.
And they have pot stickers. They have a few Asian things on there as well.
I was gonna say they probably have like pad thai, right?
I think they do.
I would think so.
I don't know how. Obviously, it's not very memorable, at least to me.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a minute since I went to Noodles and Company, so maybe my kids will try this. I think they might have that DoorDash.
Oh, they're DoorDash members. Okay, well there you go. Yeah. Well, they can try the Korean meatball mac and cheese right now through July.
Cool.
Yeah. Moving on, Jeff. There's a few new versions of some fan favorites, really quick, coming soon for both Lay's potato chips and for Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay.
We'll start with Reese's chocolate lava. Big cups, gooey chocolate layer at the bottom of the peanut butter inside a big cup, supposed to represent like lava cake.
Yeah.
I believe they did a caramel edition earlier this year.
Yeah, I saw a commercial for that not too long ago.
Which I believe was in a big cup too.
Mm-hmm.
And caramel, it just didn't need to be there. It added nothing. I tried one. This one might be good though. But the big cups, why are they doing it in the big cups?
Maybe with shrinkflation, they feel that they need to do larger portions or something.
Yeah. Could be.
You'll try this though.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, will I buy that big 16 count box that they are showing here? Probably not. Probably not a good idea.
No.
Another thing I will be trying though that's coming out very soon from Lay's is their Tzatziki flavored potato chips.
Oh goodness.
They're coming out in the Wavy Lay's version. This time I guess they were out a few years ago. I missed them.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if they were like on the thin Lay's or if they were Wavy Lay's like they are this time. But a cool, creamy cucumber garlic flavor is what you expect from these.
They did have a Euro flavor a few years ago. I remember that one. And I thought it was good. Some of the way that they get these flavors and they match it up just perfectly.
A lot of them are right on.
Yeah, it's really odd, isn't it?
And if you ever want to get lost in Lay's potato chip flavors, they have a gazillion flavors out there all around the world.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy combinations, and there's some ones like, wait a minute, that sounds so American. Why isn't that over here and, in Australia or something? You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, those Lays. Speaking of shrinkflation, like Lay's potato chips right there. That's your food news for episode 71. All right, Jeff, let's talk herbs or herbs. How do you say it? Herbs or herbs?
I think I just say herbs. I
Herbs.
believe that the H is silent, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a British thing, right? Where they say herbs. Herbs.
Yeah, but if somebody's name is Herb, I would call them
Herb. Right. As
but
would
herbs
I.
are herbs.
Herbs are herbs, and they're dried. They could be fresh. Something to add the perfect flavor to a pot of sauce, maybe the finishing touch on a plate. What do you think is the number one herb you use?
The number one.
The most common.
I tend to use a lot of oregano.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? I don't ever use fresh oregano.
Yeah, I would have to be the same. I don't use oregano the most, but when I do, it's definitely always dried. Right? Yeah, I haven't had fresh oregano in a long time. It's definitely milder.
It is.
When it's fresh.
Yeah. Yes.
As with most herbs, I suppose, right?
I think it depends. You know what? Like basil, I think that basil when it's fresh has a little bit more pungent.
Yeah, flavor. Basil would definitely be the exception, because unless my dried basil in my spice cabinet is just really old, you put your nose up to it, you're like, I think that's basil. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go out onto the deck to the herb garden, Jeff, basil growing, you can basically smell it just standing over it. So I'd have to say basil is complete opposite for being more pungent fresh. And that's probably the one I would say I most likely use the most. You
said it's one that you grow. You grow that in the garden, you said, right?
Grow in the garden. Yeah. It's pretty easy to grow. So
I love basil. I love fresh basil. Caprese salads, and that's good stuff.
Yeah, I love basil, caprese salad, some bruschetta, making pasta sauce, throwing it on a pizza.
Yeah.
Even just like a stacked tomato sandwich, which is basically a stacked caprese salad. What about pesto?
I like pesto.
I love basil. I don't like pesto.
Is it the pine nuts or whatever?
No, I think it's just too much basilness. Maybe it's just the color. I'm not exactly sure why I don't like pesto, because you think I would.
Yeah.
But I don't.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. You use it a lot, pesto?
I have some in my fridge right now. Okay. I think I do, because I think I've mentioned before on previous episodes, I don't really care for tomato-based sauces. So I don't like marinaras and things like that. I really enjoy just kind of olive oil, garlic, the fresh herbs and what have you on my pasta. Yeah. So pasta, I guess like the only sauce that I really truly buy would be pesto.
Okay. Unless you're at Noodles Company getting their mac and cheese.
Oh, this was years ago. I bet they have a pesto there too. We'll have to look in and see.
They might. Parsley is probably the most common herb. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah.
Italian parsley, and then there's flat or curly parsley.
Yes.
Curly parsley reminds me of, I don't know, the 1980s and 1990s restaurant would always have a thing of curly parsley just hanging out, on the plate.
It's kind of useless, right? Tasteless.
Think so. I mean,
There's
I'm sure it tastes like parsley, but
yeah.
growing up, it was just always that was something that was on the plate that you didn't eat. It was just kind of there, just a little pile of curly parsley.
Yeah.
But flat leaf parsley, I've never put it just, snip it and put it on the plate, but I've definitely used parsley in so many things, chopped up. I definitely dried parsley, I almost think is useless. Maybe I'm just buying the wrong brand, but I just try to get it fresh, whether I'm growing it, which I am, or I get it just from a grocery store. I think fresh parsley is the way to go all the time. You agree?
I would agree with you. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I'm thinking to myself, growing up with that big jar of parsley flakes, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
McCormick, because McCormick, I think, was the only spice brand that existed when I was a kid.
Right.
At least that's what it seemed like. And I don't even know. Yeah. What is that even for?
Just shaking it,
It is.
it's almost so dry that it just kind of floats out of
Yeah.
the shaker canister and just lands all over the counter and the table instead of really on the food.
It's just a garnish. It's not really something that adds any type of flavor, aroma, or anything to your dish. It's really just something to
dried, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Fresh, yeah, garnish, true, but it adds a nice flavor to soup, salads, sauces. You can almost put parsley on anything,
Yeah.
like basil. We'll talk about a few other herbs, oregano. Those kind of have to be in certain dishes, certain cuisines.
Yes.
Parsley, though, almost is kind of your all around go to herb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about rosemary? What does Jeff think of rosemary? Using a lot of that?
I don't. I think that rosemary is always coupled with thyme.
It pairs well with thyme, absolutely.
It does. And
Yeah.
sage, those three, that's like the trio right there.
Good with potatoes, some meats. You see a lot of the fancy breads kind of have that rosemary herb into the bakery breads.
Yes.
A little bit goes a long way with rosemary, though.
Yeah.
I don't mind the slight background of rosemary, but yeah, that stuff can get a little pungent. Put too much of it, Jeff, and it starts to taste like those pine air fresheners, like in the car.
It does. It tastes very clean.
Very woody. Thyme is great, though. I love using thyme. That's almost like my winter herb.
That would make sense.
I think I use that more during soup season in the winter. It's good in a lot of things. Meats, vegetables, stews, soups. Kind of staple in French cuisine, too. Sage is the holiday herb.
Oh, very much so.
You think Thanksgiving, the flavor of Thanksgiving?
I would have to agree.
Goes good with turkey, probably why. Goes good with chicken, too.
Yes.
Stuffing, gravy.
I don't know that I necessarily crave the taste of sage.
I don't crave it now.
Yeah, there's like sage butters and stuff like that are really good. But I guess sage as a whole, they saying to myself, oh, needs more sage.
If only I picked up some sage.
Yeah, that's all.
And this is one
really need
where the dried stuff works just as well as the fresh, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably have too much dried sage in my cabinet.
Yeah, because it's not something you probably use a whole lot, but I like the flavor of this next herb, especially when it comes to desserty flavors.
All right.
But I never use it.
This is quite the tease.
Mint.
Oh, I like mint.
I like mint. I like mint ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Like mint and chocolate is awesome,
Yeah.
but I'm not buying any mint.
Really?
No. Do you?
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I think it's great. It's great on meat.
When I think mint and meat, it's lamb, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's more of like a Mediterranean thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even mint, for tea or what have you, or in a drink.
Cocktails, yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So there you go. Teas, cocktails, and lamb. 3 things that Chris well, a few cocktails here and there, but lamb and teas, not my jam. So that would explain it. But mint chocolate chip, I'm all about it. Might have to be one of my top 3 ice cream flavors.
See, it's very cool because you think of it as a dessert herb, and I just think of it,
Absolutely.
as I do,
Or
like I
mouthwash.
said with, yeah, yeah. I feel it's very almost holistic in a way. It has medicinal properties.
Yeah. Mojito, right? That would be a cocktail mint is used in.
Yeah. Mint julep, mojitos.
Mint julep, mojitos. Nah.
Yeah.
I'd order so many things before one of those. So
yeah, or with just like a hint of lime in your tea or whatever too. It's pretty refreshing.
Another herb that I use a lot and definitely prefer it fresh, and also have it in my backyard. Cilantro.
Oh, there you go.
Big fan of cilantro, of course.
I am too.
A lot of people, Mexican, Indian, Asian cuisine, all use cilantro, and it's so good. Thing about cilantro is some people it tastes like soap.
Yeah, it's some weird thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm glad I don't have that weird thing.
I don't have the weird thing.
No, otherwise I wouldn't like it.
One of my sisters has the weird thing.
I think my wife does too. Yeah, she doesn't like cilantro either.
I mean, maybe it tastes like soap and I just like it to me.
Maybe.
But I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, making salsas all summer, which I do, always buying cilantro or cutting it. Cutting it away in the garden and then run out and have to buy it from the store.
So does it grow when you grow it? Do you get a lot of it?
I get a decent amount. I mean, it comes back. It slowly kind of grows back.
Okay.
And you wanna trim it or basically cut it. You don't want it to get like too big and bushy because then it'll start making flowers, meaning it's going to seed, meaning it'll start tasting really bitter. Mm-hmm. So you want to cut it before it gets so big. Surprisingly, it likes cooler weather. So like midsummer is cilantro's just, hating it out there, which you would think cilantro would thrive in the heat, humidity and stuff. But it actually grows better in cooler weather. Mine's doing all right. I've cut it twice, I think, which gives you plenty, Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Something that I, again, like the flavor of, but I don't know if I use it all that often. Definitely use it more than rosemary and mint and sage, but that's dill.
See, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you like it. And it doesn't surprise me that you don't use it very often because you don't do a lot of seafood.
And it's something that goes very well. It complements fish very well, right?
It does. It's great. It might be the best one out of any of them for
fish.
Fish, across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. When I've made fish for other people, dill and lemon. It's kind of just like a go-to making a tuna salad. Little dill. I do have dried dill that I use definitely more than fresh. Little mayonnaise, a little tuna, a little dill, squeeze a lemon. It's kind of your base tuna salad right there, right?
It is. Yeah, I had some this past weekend, and that's one of those too. Once you cut it, the whole house will smell like it.
Yes. And dill pickles.
Dill pickles.
Delicious.
Yeah. Dill bread. Have you ever, just like dill bread or?
Dill bread. I've not done dill bread, but I'm sure I've had like a dill cream cheese though, like on a bagel or something.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds good.
Dill and cucumbers. It's really good.
I've made a Hungarian goulash. Not to get too crazy on you here really quick, but
No, that sounds great.
it is good. It's kind of like a slow cooker thing.
Yeah.
With a chuck roast, you serve it over like egg noodles or something. It's a very savory piece of beef,
Mm-hmm.
and you mix some fresh dill and sour cream, a little garlic, and that's kind of like the topping to it, like just a little dab.
Very
Sounds good. It sounds good, even though it's like 90 degrees outside right now.
sounds very hearty.
Oh, very hard. You got to stick to your ribs kind of meal for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but that dill just adds the right flavor to it.
Yeah, I used it this past weekend on deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. There you go.
It was
Yeah.
really good. It was really good.
Probably be good in an egg salad if that's kind of your thing.
Oh yeah.
Dill and egg salad. Yeah. I don't mind a deviled egg, but just one.
Just one? Oh,
Just
that's right.
one.
You're not much of an egg guy.
Yeah, eggs kind of. I mean, I don't mind them, but one deviled egg. That's all I need.
All right.
You know, 2, 3, 4, and then it's just like okay. Let's move on to something else.
It is a different type of texture. Yeah, I understand.
How about chives, Jeff?
Oh my God, chives are great.
Chives are fantastic.
Yeah, those are good on just about everything too.
Right? Yeah, it kind of does go with anything because it's, very onion-like, and onion kind of goes with almost everything.
Right.
Baked potato and chives.
That's really good.
Yeah. Little butter.
I don't eat a lot of baked
cream, some
potatoes.
chives.
Yeah, I'm good for like a good baked potato once a year.
Yeah, same. Not
But
crazy about
yeah,
'em. If you're doing a baked potato bar, you got to have chives.
yes, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and those grow pretty. I know people who grow them, they always have a ton of them and they're willing to give them away.
Yes. Chives are definitely probably the easiest herb to grow.
Yeah.
So if you're someone out there like, oh, I wish I could grow some herbs, but maybe you kill every plant you've ever owned or something, chives. Buy some chives, put them in a pot, cut them when you need them,
Good stuff.
and they'll come back every year.
Yeah.
So you don't got to buy them again. They'll come right back. I think we covered just about all your basic herbs, right?
We definitely covered the ones that are the most popular.
The
for
most
sure.
common. And yeah, there's you'd be surprised how many versions of each one of those herbs there are. You can go from like garlic chives to probably even garlic dill. You can get so many versions of oregano out there. And of course, if you're looking to grow them, you can find the seeds for them. How are you going to find them in the grocery store? Probably not. Is McCormick going to have every single dried version of every single parsley? No. So, but yeah, there's so many variations. Thai basil is a completely different. It's almost like a spicy basil.
It is.
So different. You were talking about some health benefits. Is it lavender that people say kind of calms? It's like a calming scent.
It does. Yeah. And it helps you with your sleep and everything too.
I don't know if lavender is really considered an herb or more of a flower, but
No, that's an herb.
yeah, okay. And then the other herb I could think of when it comes to health would be if you ever put a little lotion on your hands, probably has some of that or some sunburn, aloe vera.
Yeah. How about that? Ooh.
The plant, the power of the plants. I wouldn't cook with any of those.
Really? With lavender? You wouldn't cook with lavender at all?
No.
All right.
Would you? A little lavender tea, Jeff, or what?
I would do lavender
with
tea,
lavender?
but I think that I've had lavender in things. I mean, there's lavender desserts for sure.
Mm.
And I think there's certain meats that you can even use lavender with too.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
Could. Yeah. A little lavender ice cream or sorbet, perhaps.
Oh, now you're talking. That sounds like a great, refreshing after podcast treat.
You enjoy that, Jeff. I'll some peanut butter ice cream or something.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to episode 71 of Fresh and Uncooked. Jeff, where can everyone find you on social media?
It's Jeff_on air on all platforms.
All right. Find me on TikTok and YouTube, Cooking with Chris_YT. Links to all the Fresh and Uncooked socials are below in the show notes and descriptions. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, give us a review, do what you can. Let us know you love this podcast. Jeff, until next time.
Enjoy what you eat.